Redskins made do while Seahawks made moves. The contrast could be obvious Sunday. Seattle. It was movement week in the wide-open NFL. The trade deadline, which was never really a thing before being average, became an epidemic this season, emphasized that teams see an opportunity. Any team that has an upside, or played really well in that one game, or put on its jersey properly that one time, senses it can take advantage of this strange year. And then there are the Washington Redskins. They are just on the outskirts of playoff contention with a 3-4 record, but because injuries have decimated their roster, it feels like they don't even exist in this season anymore. On Sunday, their disappointing state could haunt them more than it already has. While Washington was trying to fill out the roster with temps, the Seattle Seahawks were one of those trade deadline winners. They addressed their most obvious weakness by calling the Houston Texans and making a deal for left tackle Dwayne Brown. Now, the Seahawks, 5-2, appear to be ascending at the right time heading into Sunday's game against Washington, and with the championship core still intact, this could be their best chance to return to their old Super Bowl form. Redskins' recent clashes with Seahawks have come with high stakes. It would be foolish to suggest that, if not for injuries, Washington could be in a similar position. Even with a weak offensive line, the Seahawks are superior to their burgundy and gold counterparts in many ways. But if this flawed Seattle team just vaulted itself from playoff to championship contender, perhaps Washington in a less cruel situation could have been in a mid-season position to execute a trade and make itself a solid wild-card playoff bet. Instead, Redskins Park is an infirmary. This is, undoubtedly, the worst season to have such bad luck. Sunday could make clear the contrast between what Washington is and what it could have been. This should be a big game, or at least a chance for the Redskins to measure themselves against a franchise that has made the playoffs in 5 straight seasons and 11 of the last 14. But it could become the moment when Washington, which had been straddling a have-nots line, retreats for the season, even though half of the year remains. If Cousins knows where he wants to play next year, isn't he saying? For now, this team remains refreshingly full of hope. Keep fighting, tight end Vernon Davis said, as if trying to give a pep talk. Just fight to win. Fight to win and keep pounding. Stay optimistic. When asked about team morale, Coach Jay Gruden acknowledged the challenges and the potential for recovery. Aside from the solving the quarterback dilemma by benching Robert Griffin III and turning to Kirk Cousins, this might be the hardest situation Gruden has managed in his 4 seasons. After back-to-back winning seasons, this was supposed to be the year that Washington made a huge leap. It isn't happening. And there's no clear timeline for when the team will have decent health. It could be in survival mode for the rest of the season. But this being the NFL and this being the season of extreme parity, Washington is still just one big win from hope. It needs to play 60 minutes of overachieving football against the Seahawks on Sunday or against Minnesota at home next week. And it's on Gruden to inspire such an effort. Despite all the injuries, the head coach isn't exactly being graded on the curve. I think everybody is a little disappointed, Gruden said. The last couple of weeks, we had a great opportunity against 2 division opponents, especially the home game against the Cowboys. Monday night against the Eagles, we didn't get it done, so everybody is a little disappointed. We understand it's a 16-game season. It's a long season and there's a lot of games left, a lot of good things we can still accomplish. Our goals are still in reach, and I think we're in a good place. We're obviously concerned about the guys that are injured. We want our guys back and we want them healthy, but we also feel like we have enough good players to go out there and compete with anybody. I think morale is fine. It's my job to keep them upbeat and keep them positive, and I think they're in a good place. On the surface, it's laughable to think they're in a good place. But it is interesting to consider the dynamic of a football team and how it reacts to a rash of injuries. The players aren't just programmed to think about the next man up. On a 53-man roster, there are always players who want more opportunity, and while they don't celebrate their teammates' misfortune, they don't get depressed about it, either. The mentality, we all big boys. Bodies heal. In the meantime, I am going to show what I can do. Guard Eriku Angio has been given a second chance with the team that drafted him because of these injuries.